Hi there, I'm Martha Van Dam with Living Beyond. Have you had to face something exceptionally difficult in your life, like a really bad diagnosis, or finding out someone else has a really bad diagnosis, or the loss of a job, problems raising a child, or even something smaller like you just found out, I don't know, you can't eat gluten anymore, or you can't eat dairy, and it feels kind of overwhelming. What am I going to find to eat? Well, if you'll notice, most of us, when we take in a piece of news like that, our first thought is kind of to feel like, oh no. And depending on the severity of the situation, there's a period of time where we kind of stay in the oh no kind of piece of it. But then you'll notice there tends to be a turning point where we shift from oh no, this is horrible. I mean, even with something as small as you can't eat cheese anymore, I can remember when I was told about some dietary restrictions, and I honestly felt like I will never enjoy a meal again. Though it doesn't have to be a huge problem to put us in these spots of feeling stuck and horrified and like it's just going to be awful forever. But generally, pretty quickly, our mind will kind of automatically begin to go into the what do I do kind of phase. And in the what do I do kind of phase, now we've shifted into a place where we are beginning to have some power, where there begins to be some hope, because now we're at a place where we can begin to make a plan. So what I'm suggesting to you is when these things hit you, what we want to do is we want to acknowledge, we want to be able to accept what we're dealing with as quickly as possible so that we can then dive into what we can do to make it better. And very often when you're feeling overwhelmed and overwrought and upset by the bigness of something that's come your way, very often if we can get to the place of acceptance and then begin to even create just the beginning pieces of a plan, just a small little baby step. Point number one of what we're going to do, just having a little idea of the first step will bring us peace and a sense of direction. I don't mean complete peace, and I don't mean like the problem feels like, oh, it's all solved. That would be silly. But I mean that it shifts a little bit of the dynamic of what's going on in our brain from the oh no. And remember, in oh no, we're not moving forward. In oh no, we're not coming up with ideas. In oh no, we're not making progress or solving any issues. We're just stuck in the oh no, and that feels pretty miserable. So yes, it does take a bit of time to come to an acceptance of what's going on, the difficulty that's going on in our life. But if we are aware that our minds have to come to this turning point, we actually can be able to help ourselves get there a little sooner. The sooner we can get there, the sooner we'll be able to come up with that beginning piece of a plan and then act on that beginning piece of a plan. And our mind will grab onto that as well, because there's where our direction comes, and there will be more and more answers. So I'm sorry if you're dealing with something really difficult right now. You have my compassion, you have my empathy. I'm very sorry that you're dealing with something difficult. But I know that once you hit that turning point, you'll be able to begin to come up with some answers. I hope the most wonderful things for you today. Thanks, and bye-bye.